because we didn't schedule it.
Okay.
So yeah, um, look good. Let's play the thing. Um, I think
You think?
buffering. Yeah, let's try that. Hey,
That's so fun. I like that intro music. Do you?
look, it's
I know
classic, isn't it?
it is. I mean, we've been using it for a while, and I get that, but um, I actually like it. It's catchy. It's got the whole like I don't know. I
You
mean, we
actually
might.
want to do along with it if you've been a follower
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. I feel like I mean we could get another intro. We could do all that kind of. But I
Come
don't
on, I
know.
paid good money for that band to play that.
Yes. Um. I mean,
Mm,
really good money. I don't know.
mm,
I don't know.
yep, I think
Anyway,
it's good. Right. Well, yeah, here we are
hello everyone.
talking stuff. The
Ooh,
message center
stuff.
sorting room, and Daniel, man, there's quite a few messages there, which I know we're going to be culling things reasonably
Yep.
aggressively,
Yeah.
quickly.
We will. You know, I think there's some things to work through on. It seems like we have a good mix of things to kind of go through. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not all about Viva, or even though there is some in there. It's not all about Copilot, even though
Yeah.
there is some there. It just so I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like, I agree that there is a awful lot of Viva type stuff, um, which can be a little off-putting for people who aren't using. Sorry, when I say Viva, Copilot.
Hmm.
A lot of Copilot stuff that can be off-putting because if you don't use it and you're not planning to use it for some time or it's outside of your budget,
Right.
um, it's fair. It's fair to say.
Yep. Indeed.
But
All right. So let's see. I
I think it's
am
interesting.
I am tweeting out or socialing out, I guess I should say, because I'm
Oh,
multiple
very good.
the link.
And I'm looking at the preview. It's kind of funny how, like, in our studio, you and I are beside the content, but
Mm-hmm.
on the live feed, we're underneath it. So I don't know. There's still
Interesting.
stuff for this to figure out, but
That is interesting.
fine. We have a concurrent viewer, so concurrent viewer, feel free to say hello. This is me from remember wherever, um,
Oh,
and you're
remember
welcome.
wherever. All right.
Yeah, it could be from wherever. Could be something in Tuscany,
Ooh,
um,
Tuscany.
o-
Hmm.
Otrahanga. Sorry, I'll say it in the native tongue. Otarohanga. So that's a town and country in New Zealand.
Okay.
Um, do you have an obscure name that most people would maybe even struggle to say in the Tennessee area?
Um, struggle
One
to
that you can
say.
proudly say. Like
Uh, let me think on that.
oh, you don't have anything preloaded. I've got a
No.
favorite in New
Okay.
Zealand. It's one that's it's actually said te puki, te
Mm.
meaning the, or you're
Mm-hmm.
speaking about something in puki. I forget what that means, but it's written. It looks like te puke, Puke.
Oh.
And
Okay.
so visitors to New Zealand who are saying, "Oh yeah, we went through Te Puke," I'm like, sorry about that.
Well, we have, you know, we have some interesting names here, but um, I don't know of any that are like kind of like that. You know, we definitely have some that are like mispronounced for
Mm.
sure, or maybe we should say, you know, we pronounce them a little different than visitors do. I guess is one way of
Okay,
saying
well,
it.
what's one of your favorites?
I would say, and it's not like what you were kind of saying, but it's spelled, and you could maybe pronounce it if you're from up north or something as Maryville.
Maryville.
Maryville. That's the way some people.
Okay.
But it's Merville. And
Merville.
Merville. No, you too many syllables. Sorry.
Merville.
Merville.
Marvel.
You're getting close.
Marvel.
Yeah, you're getting close.
It sounds like you're muttering it.
Sure. Why would you want to do anything else?
I don't know. Marvel.
Merville. Oh,
I come
see,
from.
man.
I'm
Merville.
not so proud of where I come from. I come from Marvel.
No, it's not. You don't.
Oh, okay.
Merville. I mean, you can say it with a.
Marvel.
Anyway.
All right. Marvelous. Where are you from? People visiting, chatting, dropping names in the chat. Go ahead, callers. Anyway,
Ooh, callers.
This is the message sorting room. This is what we do. We talk about messages that we have on the list. Daniel and I pick out a number of things that we favorite, and then we go through them, deciding whether it's something that our audience would like to hear. It's not to say that messages are not important, although some of them are kind of questionable. But we do want to focus in on things that are about creating awareness of the changes and things that are coming up.
Okay.
Ah?
I didn't know what the purpose of the show was, so I'm glad you explained it.
Well, I'm always evolving that pitch. The elevator pitch, and I always think because there's not a lot of really long elevator rides here in New Zealand. So
Gotcha.
it's got to be short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's an escalator pitch because those are a bit slower.
Right. Yeah, those do take a little bit longer. Although I was in the building where the Microsoft office is in Chicago this week. Has 80 floors. And if you go up to the 70th floor, you get some nice views. And that's one of those where you're like in the elevator going, and then all of a sudden it had some movement to it. You're like, why is it moving a little side to side? And then all of a sudden shoots you up. It was interesting.
When your ears start feeling like they're going to pop.
Yep.
Like, yeah. Okay.
You're having to give me some chewing.
But it's got a nice view of that park where the bean. I forget the name of the park. Is it Olympic Park or
Millennial Park? Yeah.
Millennial Park. I was close, but not really. All right. So shall we get a move on? Start working from the bottom up. Yep. Okay. So Daniel's got the loop open, and he'll be making some culls and cuts and stuff, and I'll just keep this displayed. Brand impersonation protection for Teams chat.
So you're skipping the one I had on there, which is the bottom one. Users can create charts and graphs and data analysis using Copilot BizChat.
I thought I favorited that. All right. No, I did not intentionally skip that one, Daniel. Okay. I will find that now.
909161.
Got it. Okay.
So this one is, and again, the whole purpose of the show is for you, the people in the chat, to tell us whether we should cover each one of these or not. So this one has, it's one of those where you're like, where's the pictures? Where's examples? I don't know. Because I don't necessarily understand how this is going to work. But basically, business chat, which is when you go to office.com, basically, for instance, and click on Copilot, if you have a Copilot license. And you click on Copilot, that's M365 Copilot Business Chat. You're going to be able to create charts and graphs and data analysis using that. So I'm assuming maybe you point to a file and say, here's some data, create me a chart, or you paste in a chart, maybe. Sure would be nice to have a little more information about it, but I think this could be kind of nice. It could also be kind of nice just to ask, hey, Copilot, give me, now this gives you how in the world would this work and for an organization, but Copilot, give me sales figures for the past year, and it just do it. Where is it getting the data from? Who knows? But that would be interesting.
Is it related to the Python capabilities that have been brought into Excel?
Um, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Like, I think that.
I mean that point that you're bringing out there is you could take
Mm,
that code and then put it in Excel and do some stuff, but I, yeah,
mm. I think that we're going to see a few things like this where, first of all, the capability has to work within the product that we're leveraging
hmm,
from BizChat. Um, yeah, I don't know, bigger discussion. But
yeah.
is it? There's a few Copilot things in here. Is this something we're going to park and say, yeah, maybe, or there might be something more worthy in that
Um,
area of the world?
I don't know. I feel like if this was more, there's more information about how it's going to work and some
Mm,
examples and stuff, I would actually be leaning more toward this is something we should cover. But right now, I don't know. I don't know that we need to cover it because what are we going to say? You're going to be able to do
yeah.
this. We don't know how. We don't know what's going to look like, but you're going to be able to
Don't
do it.
know where, don't know when.
Okay.
It's not about the cell, Copilot everything. Yeah, I mean, if this was the Microsoft Copilot message center show,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think
Uh,
he brings up a good point. Hey, I saw your message about putting TechCon on your list, by the way, Alex. I like that. Sorry. Talking to people in chat is a,
in chat. Well, then
in
do
chat.
that in
Yep.
chat.
Uh, okay, fine. So I think we're unstarring this one. I don't think we cover this
All
one
right,
because we don't have information.
correct.
That's what I think.
Next up was the one I began with,
Yeah.
the brand impersonation protection for Teams
Yes.
chat. I think this is topical from a cybersecurity awareness. It's just important. Like I'm getting an increasing number of impersonations
Yep.
that you've been brought into these conversations that these goofballs are still finding a way to sign up for a free tenant, use it until they get banned, and then they're on to the next one. They've
Yep.
automated that. Thank you so much, automation.
Right.
Um, mm,
I think I agree this is important. The only thing on this that, and it, not in the conversation of whether we should cover it or not, but whether or not it's going to be all ultimately helpful, is Microsoft is controlling this idea of whether it's approaching. In this example, for instance, the email address is Marks soft or something, right? And so it's like, well, okay, they're trying to have it look like Microsoft. Got it. That seems pretty simple. But how does the how are they going to, keep a list of that? And I'm guessing that they're just going to use the list that they normally use an email and such, that does that. So, I mean, we've talked about this many times. Better security for free is great. So,
mm.
but I think on this, users just have to pay attention rather than click things, which
And that actually is a whole other topic of the
it is.
pace of work and the intensity. What tech intensity? Let's borrow that phrase from the last
Mm.
three Microsoft Ignites. And that because of that intensity, we're not seeing little things like that.
Right.
Good point, though. Okay, so yeah, maybe
I,
it's a message that's interesting, but
yeah.
let's put
Let's.
it down as a maybe.
Okay. Just
Circle
maybe
back.
we're going to be
If
bored with boring with just calling it maybe or.
well, what phrase are you going to come up with for that for your
I don't
flag?
know. Be like, maybe if we feel like it. That's what I'm
Maybe
gonna
if
go.
we feel like it. Okay.
I mean,
Be nice
unless
enough to
somebody in
wait
chat
to.
says definitely you should do it.
Let me see if I
Okay.
can do this so we can switch over and see both.
What are we doing?
Loop. Well, I just want to be able to switch between the two and go, there it is.
Oh,
So 354.
Just making sure I'm doing my job. Is
Yeah,
that
just
what you're-
making sure that you're doing it. And look, I've got witnesses, so that helps. Let me just fluff it at a dark mode as well.
Fluff it.
You know.
I know what you mean, but I've never heard anybody say it that way. All right.
True.
Next one's
back
up.
to it.
E-signature.
Adobe Acrobat Sign and DocuSign integration will roll out globally via Microsoft SharePoint.
Yeah, this was announced a while back. So this is this is actually happening. And this is the timeline for it to happen. Is that because Microsoft brought their own e-signature into SharePoint, right? That was announced, right? So this is hey, you can also use Adobe Acrobat and DocuSign for more advanced workflow solutions, e-signature solutions.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it.
I mean, basically it. For this message though, it's very interesting. Like it just ends. What do you need to prepare? Well, here's some screenshots. Cool.
What do you need to do to prepare? Admins need to enable it.
Yep.
Enable it.
Well, you enable it, and then you pick, which sites, which services you want to enable, and which sites and everything. But I do find it is interesting. You can't segregate, like you can't use Adobe Acrobat Sign for some sites, and then everything else uses SharePoint e-signature. It's like you have to pick which ones you want to provide, and whether it's all sites or a subset of sites, but you don't get to pick and choose,
which site uses what.
Yeah.
Right. So this team prefers DocuSign because they work with more clients that use and trust that, and yeah. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Is it a thing? Is it a thing?
I kind of feel like it's same kind of like maybe.
Yeah. We have to get through this, so let's maybe it.
Okay.
But we also have to be quite definite on some messages that
sure, of course.
Nope.
So
Edge.
Yeah, I don't have that one. So let me.
Because you didn't use a Mac. Hey.
Actually, I discerned that we didn't need to cover it, so I didn't even start. Okay.
Edge links. So Teams Edge links on Mac OS will seamlessly open.
So tell us, Mac user, what does this mean?
All right. So Teams on Mac will soon open Edge links directly. I think isn't this the pattern that we've seen from a Windows perspective, that you can click and then the default browser is ignored and Edge is used instead. And that's a way of, for example, you can click on a link in a chat and the link will open, but the chat will open beside it. And so they are going to bring that to Mac OS if you have Edge installed.
Links for Teams opening in Edge. Got it. So that you get that enhanced experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Again, they don't have like a picture of it, just a whole lot of the configuration settings.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, people, those who are making these messages, great to see the admin settings, but do show the result, the why we're doing this. Interesting, but it's not worthy of the 6.
Okay.
So we
not
can
a thing.
unstar this. Yeah, we've actually done our due diligence in addressing it here on this show.
I agree. Yeah. And the people that are watching right now are getting the benefit from that.
That's right, and probably none of them are Mac users.
Well, I don't get to say anything about Max anymore, so I'm just gonna.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You've been thoroughly spanked on that one. Okay. Manage web searches in Copilot separately from optional connected experiences with new policy. What? Web searches in Copilot, right? Allow web searches in Copilot. This is
Yeah. So this is saying, the people that, or the setting is being separated from allowing those optional connected experience, and I think they even call it out OCE. They're going to separate out and say allow web search, because I was reading between the lines that people were turning it off because they don't want the other optional connected experiences, but then that disables web search.
Right, and then they're only left with their own internal results, which
Right.
might be woeful at this stage.
Well, but also because users, sometimes you're asking questions that has to use web content. Like, what is the,
Yeah.
financial status of XYZ company compared to, I don't know, you're saying, and so that has to go outside, get some information, use some information from internal, and then generate.
Also, like 90% of the creative scenarios where find me something to start a presentation on this, or help me explore this topic, it is going to Bing. It is finding content from the web.
Well,
So
they're
I see now.
they're getting rid of that functionality from PowerPoint and research from, Word. So, because, and we've already covered that on the show. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to do that. So I think this is a thing. I think this is, maybe just a quick mention, but I think it is a thing that we need to talk about.
It's important. Like you say, it's about separating it so that people still, they're not inadvertently turning off one of the key features that brings useful content into Copilot.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay, so I'll give a little insight here, people, too. Like some of the things that we star, that we're almost putting them there as a way of like, hey, let's just, Daniel and I are talking about it, but we haven't necessarily thought, is this even useful?
Yeah.
So, I starred this because I have been looking closer at planner functionality and, how that relates to project on the web and people's task management. I starred this for myself to take a look, and so it's about portfolios planner for premium license, which I don't have. Have you seen Planner Premium in action, Daniel?
I have not. I don't have a license for it, so
Yeah. What's it cost? I'll just have a look. Planner Premium, and you'll see it in New Zealand dollars, people. So.
now we got to do
License.
conversion.
Oh, it's easy. It's like your dollar's like twice as strong as ours. Compare all planner options and prices. It depends though. Sometimes if I use US English and that, okay, $10. For someone who's doing a lot of project bits and pieces.
Yeah, but isn't there more than?
Oh no, there's definitely hefty.
There we go. Okay, I was about to say I actually don't think that's what's included. See, roadmaps. See that 3 plan is, I think what they're talking about. Yeah, so it's $30 a user per month, and you have to
for that feature
for plan 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's $30 a month, but you have to sign for a year. And if you want portfolios, so what they're talking about in this, which is portfolios, then you have to have plan 5, which is $55 per user.
Yowzers.
But I mean, if you have a PMO and you have 5 project managers or 10, or depending on your company, I mean, they may certainly have this. I mean, if they're using Project seriously, then then this is what they would need anyway.
Yeah, as long, I mean, my question with this is always, as long as if they've got the heftier tool which allows them to plan and
Yep.
coordinate and do all that sort of thing, that those of us who are delivering on that project don't also have to have the
No,
same level of license, that we could consume it at
absolutely.
this level.
Actually, you could consume it at the planner level. I'm pretty sure you can, because you get tasks that show up for you. You complete those
Yep,
tasks. You go into project meetings. They bring up their
they
project
bring it up. Yep.
and yeah, their portfolio and showing, or
Mm.
actually roadmaps and showing everything going on that you're included. So not every user needs it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a bit like a creative would have Adobe Creative Suite, for example. They pay the monthly fee. They use that. That's their tool set.
Hmm.
Project managers would be assigned that. Okay, so knowing that though, Daniel,
Yep.
that means that this is really targeted to the very much higher end of that licensing
It is.
thing
So that's a ding, as we say, or that's a negative for this. I think I feel like we say, I don't know. Um,
We've got quite a list. I
we
think we'd be a bit
do.
ruthless on this one and drop it.
Okay, not a thing.
Not a thing. No
I
stars.
tried to bring
No
some,
stars.
like a
Balance.
balance to the force, but we're not going to do it. I agree. It's expensive and it's hard to justify that. All
Go
right.
watch the Messrs Center for Project Managers show.
Okay. Yeah, they
There'll be a
publish
message probably every like
no,
quarter.
no, if that. Yeah. They've had one show this year, but it's so good. It's
Yeah, it
one
was
message.
like wave 2 of Planner and
Hmm.
Project. Never mind. That sounds cruel. Uh,
Purview AI Hub. Let's keep going.
keep going. Shall we skip that one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've marked it as not a thing, and we're moving on.
Oh, the AI Hub one?
Oh no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. I was wanting to talk about that. Oh my gosh. You're killing me. This one,
Hey.
so it's just reporting is getting better, right?
Okay.
Recommendations, that's getting better with the AI Hub. What the AI Hub just kind of purview is the compliance and also security, but compliance tool in Microsoft 365. This is the AI Hub is where you look at Copilot and other generative AI apps. No, not just Copilot, actually external from Microsoft 365, and your users using it and how they're using it, and um, uh, you know, gives you recommendations and such on how to govern.
Hmm.
So that's what the AI Hub is. There's a lot there, and I just simplified it, probably pretty bad, but
Yeah, so it's the hub about AI, not a hub powered by AI.
correct.
Would that be
Yeah,
another good?
this is governance of AI um, within your tenant. Yep. So
As
it's
long
just
as
new stuff coming, new
yep,
reports and updates and
as long as
recommendations.
the data is coming from something that is not AI driven, because you can imagine the AI going, I'll
Wait a
feed
minute,
you
I
this
don't.
report, but secretly I'm taking over.
There's
Yeah.
no guarantee that that's not happening, Daryl.
No, that's true. That's true.
No guarantee.
We're such fearmongers here. Terrible. Was it really me that said that? I might just claim AI innocence.
Oh man.
Is this a message worthy of covering on the full show?
And we could take a hint for how Daryl asks these questions, whether or not he thinks it is something we should cover. I
Is this
think
worthy?
maybe. I think if we do, it's probably a
No, no,
quick
no, no.
one.
Let me
But
listen
okay.
again.
No,
Is
no,
this
I'm
worthy?
overriding it because you're saying not a thing
Oh,
in the way you're asking
maybe,
it, and I'm saying it's
maybe,
kind of like maybe.
maybe. All right. Well, let's maybe it then. It keeps it star for now. For now.
For now, agree.
Preview new graph connectors for
Nope,
Microsoft
we already covered
365
that one.
Copilot.
They updated
What's
that
it doing there?
message without putting
Yeah.
updated on it. Bad Microsoft people. Bad.
It's like, yeah, copy, save as.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple.
Republish message. Mm.
Yeah.
General availability of agents and
Mhm.
Microsoft 365 Copilot. Yeah.
Yep. This is the
So our
agents.
Mm.
I think we talked about this, didn't we? Mm,
Not the general availability of agents, but we did probably mention it about.
no. I mean, yeah,
doing
this
that.
is just saying it's going live, right? General availability. But I can't remember if we talked about people creating, this is users creating agents
Mm.
of their own. This was announced at
Wave
whatever.
2. September. The September moment.
Yes.
The moment.
The moment.
Love that marketing.
Yeah. So this is, you can create your agent based upon content in SharePoint saying, and this is kind of really what we wanted Copilot Studio to be, give us, which was easy ability to do this. And say, here are all of my HR benefits documents. Have an agent where people come talk to it about HR, and that's the only thing it's going to be based on.
Yeah.
Which is the real
narrowing
stuff.
it right down to that source.
Yep.
Yeah. And honestly, talking wider now about Copilot and its approaches, I think that when you can ring fence and say, this is the source I want to use, and clearly that means that you're trying to put some effort into making sure the FAQs are good, the whatever else is good that's there, and you're pointing to that source, that's going to give a far better experience than just saying, here you go, you can use anything in our organization. We haven't got around to making sure it's all secure and safe and shown to the right people. This is your granular, useful approach.
But, absolutely. I mean, it is something that, I recommend to everybody, like every organization, especially, medium to large companies, definitely should be using these. Creating for benefits, creating for, marketing. Like, what images should I use for my PowerPoints? And I mean, creating a lot of these. Finance. How do I get reimbursement for my travel? What approvals do I need to get to go to travel? Stuff like that. I think. I think every, like I said, medium to large company needs to be, if they're using Copilot, then they need to be doing this for sure.
So that's the purpose of the message, but the message itself is really light. What is it actually covering? Hey, this is available now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't do a great job. I mean, there is a link to the announcement last month for it. Which, by the way, included Copilot Pages, but Copilot Pages has actually been removed from my tenant. So.
Well, no. So the Pages capability is not there.
Right.
Yeah, because one thing, and I know this is a side story and comment, but where you're supposed to be able to see all of your pages together, if you want to go back and check them out. Is M365 Home, and there's supposed to be like a little Pages thing on the app bar there, where you might see everything else.
Yeah.
And that seems to be going on and off.
Yeah, I think
you're seeing no pages at all.
Yeah, like when I'm chatting with Copilot, I can't create a page.
Oh.
And then I think it was there briefly, and then now it's not, and other people are reporting that too. So I think it's being pulled and maybe going back.
Pulled and pushed and.
Yep.
Oh, to roll that out again, we've actually got to hit reset and roll out the whole lot, not just a corner of the feature.
Yeah.
All right, but yes.
Anyway, for this, I think.
Nah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what are we gonna? I mean, if it was going to be anything, it'd be a quick mention.
Right.
And it would be a 20-second, we've read out the title, it's available.
No,
Go
I
get
mean,
some.
we talk about what an agent is, and I would give that
Oh, okay.
spiel of what I just said. But yes, it
All
would
right.
definitely be an under minute quick mention if we did it.
Okay, quick mention. Quick mention. Next,
Super quick mention.
again, yeah, yeah, super quick. It would be funny if we
New.
could like just say, "Hey, Copilot,
Oh my
just
gosh.
make a voice up and do it yourself."
Yeah.
This one about teams and
Hmm.
premium features and town halls
Yep.
is interesting. Again, it's limited to those orgs that are using premium.
Hmm.
But if you're running the town hall events, your not so much chat, but Q&A was a feature you could turn on,
Hmm.
and whether you've got it moderated or not, or your questions would appear there and they could be answered. But this is more stepping back to the and now we're going to allow attendees to chat between each other, which they couldn't really do at scale with some of those large town halls. So that's what's been brought in.
Uh, par- I question why it wasn't there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels
I'll tell
like,
you why.
well,
Because when it
I know why. When you allow it, some people will just look at chat and not even pay attention to what's being broadcast. You can't control
yeah,
what's being said. This is
yep,
stupid, blah, blah, blah.
yep,
But I think for the most part, we've matured a little bit using Teams for the past 5 years or whatever. And people understand, yeah, it's got your name next to it. You can't say stuff like, this is stupid. I don't know why we're doing this. You're going to get written up. I mean, like, you can't do that if you want to keep your job. So I, I
hmm.
think, I think we've matured a little bit, hopefully.
Can
But
you look at the example that's there though
can you hear,
in the
can people
chat?
hear me?
Can
Nice.
you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you. Daniel, I
I've
can
been
hear
in
you.
those.
Great. So
I've been in those meetings
town
where people are
halls.
like, "Hey, can you hear me?" Or they say it, "Can you hear me?" And everybody's like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." I'm
Yep,
like, "Oh my
yep.
god."
Yeah, plenty of those. But imagine doing that at town hall level.
Yeah,
Mm.
but you wouldn't,
Can
right?
you hear me? Like Babak there is like, I see you caught me working. Haha.
Yes, you like that image. But
I do. I
anyway,
love it. He's
uh,
so
yeah. Um,
But is it enough of a thing? I
nope,
think it's no.
I don't think so.
That's what I was going to. But again, we've done our due diligence. We've addressed it here. Moving on.
Okay, let's do it. The
Well,
next
you know,
one is is this the export content stored
yeah,
in SharePoint embedded?
yeah. Which loop is an example, and
Yep.
is probably the most important one. That's
Right now it
yeah,
is, absolutely.
yeah.
Um, there was
When
another.
I read this through, Daniel, I think it also opens up that door for your third party providers for governance and the like to be able to leverage and use this as well. So
Yeah,
I think this is a good thing.
yeah. Well, because it's up until now, I felt like it was in a black box, and it was this, you had to go through SharePoint. It just felt like it was this, you know, black box. I mean, it's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
And if they're opening it up a little bit here to be able to, you know, do more functionality in it, I think it would be whole lot more useful for other content providers, which then brings in more data, which then brings in more revenue, I guess. So I think that is I think that it is good, and also people were um, a little hesitant. I think in this case, talking about export, um, as it being that black box of like dumping in things, and then you're like, okay, well now what do I
Mm.
do? How do I get the stuff out? And um, what if I want to switch and migrate or whatever?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So,
Exactly.
yep.
There's already a need to restructure and shuffle things around to maybe different workspaces and the like. So
Hmm.
um, it does say that it's not changing the way that Purview handles exporting, say, loop components, for example. So those are still exported as a um, what is it, MHT file? Yeah, so it's a static,
Yeah.
web page. But anyway,
Which makes sense
um,
for Purview specifically because it's a
yep,
moment in time thing.
yep,
But
yep.
but yeah, I mean, is it a thing?
Mm, only to some. We can drop this.
Okay. You sure?
Well, we've still got like 8 or 9 to get through, man.
I only have 5 more.
Okay. All right.
To review.
To review.
Yeah, I
Do
still
you
have
have the next one? Outlook for Windows multi-account support for
nope.
add-ons.
That we already.
Right.
No, I did not check that one. That's one I was
Okay.
like,
Do
eh.
you have do you have themes by Copilot will be
Yes, I do have
available
that one.
for Outlook?
I do
I
have
chuckled when I saw this
I
one. I'm
did too.
like, okay, here's a special feature for you. If you
Hmm.
have Copilot, you too can say, Copilot, make me up a theme based on where I'm located and the weather.
Hmm.
And what? I mean, like, it'd be nice to see what it looks like, but are we talking like faded background picture of One Tree Hill in Auckland, New Zealand, with rain in the background, and Daryl sending an email to someone professionally about that?
Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I say I don't know because there is no examples. It's like, "Argh." But it's interesting. It's going to be available for mobile as well, and the web. So it's interesting that it's going to be, but we don't know what it's going to be.
It sounds like it's going to be quite limited. It's using
If you have,
location, and
yeah,
it's Copilot generated theme inspired by global place of interest from curated list of locations. Maybe it's not
oh,
even, you know, it's only going to do the main cities around the world. Like if you're in New York, it's going to come up with this. If you're in
Times Square,
London, it'll come up with this. Yeah,
Big Ben.
Big
I
Ben.
I don't think this is a
Meh.
thing. Now that I'm saying it's
No.
curated, if it was like generate, I said, hey, generate a, and you have to have location permissions turned on for it to use weather or surroundings. So I
Yep.
feel like I should be able to say, create a background image for Nashville, Tennessee, and it go, okay, I can look up Nashville, Tennessee weather. I don't need your location to be able to produce that. Uh,
Yeah.
anyway,
It's a no.
yeah.
It's a no for me, dog.
Oh, moving on
Well,
then.
you said that. Yeah. Edge will support page. Oh, yes. Okay.
So Edge
Copilot
is
and
going to
Edge.
support going to Wikipedia and saying summarize this page, which isn't Wikipedia supposed to be a summary? I mean, isn't it supposed to like summarize and then tell you details?
Why are you saying Wikipedia? Is that one
Scroll down, my
example right
friend.
there? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to read this Wikipedia page in its entirety. So just give me a summary, thanks.
Give me a summary, but that's what the first top of every Wikipedia page is the
Yeah.
summary. Anyway,
This
let's
chocolate is made from
anyway.
roasted and ground cocoa beans. Chocolate is a food that's made from roasted and okay.
Okay, see, let's move on from the example.
Yep.
This is so starting in, I like this first sentence, starting in early November, Copilot in Edge will once again support
They
page
took it
summaries
away.
because they took it away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
So
it felt like they took it away because they wanted us to pay for it, but maybe based on the pushback.
maybe,
Maybe.
but I don't know. No, Page summarization will be available for Microsoft Copilot users when signed in with an Intra account, and for Microsoft 365 Copilot users when using mobile web mode. So when you say Microsoft Copilot users, does that mean licensed?
No, surely not. It just says signed in with an Entra account. Unless you can take it quite literally, and they have to have a license.
No, but it says right before that, available for Microsoft Copilot users when signed in with an Intra account.
But
It
that
doesn't,
could be.
it doesn't say Microsoft 365 users. It says Microsoft Copilot users.
Yeah, and you don't have to be licensed to be signed into. Say, I'm confused about this, Daniel.
So-
Didn't they talk about like removing being able to sign in with a work account and?
Yep. So I think, I actually think because it doesn't say Microsoft 365 Copilot, that this is the free one, Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Why
I
is it
agree.
that we're confused? We are two MVPs and we can't even figure this out. This is pretty bad.
That means nothing because we don't. No, I'm saying this based on the frequency that things are changing, and Microsoft's going back and forth on certain things based on pushback.
Yep.
I can't keep up.
Well, there's a section in Learn More at the bottom that says, what's the difference between Microsoft Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot? There we go.
Sounds helpful.
So they took it away, and now they're bringing it back.
I think that's worthy of a mention because we did talk about it being taken away.
Yep.
Let's keep this one in.
I agree with you.
Yay. Okay. Oh man, just
All that to
another
get to an agreement.
Copilot thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Another Copilot thing. This is Copilot in Viva Amplify, which actually, I know like there aren't a lot of orgs that are using Amplify at this stage, but this is where Copilot can be helpful, perhaps, in crafting your message. In saying that, I know you've tried and maybe used Amplify, Daniel. I've helped different places set it up and set up templates as well for using it. I still encourage people to craft and author their draft in traditional tools like Word, where you might use Copilot to help you with your wording and getting more succinct. I don't encourage people to just fire up the tool and just author it from scratch there. But if you're that confident.
I agree with that mostly. I think they're trying to get people the tools they need in the canvas, in the tool itself. Yeah, but I agree with you. If I'm going to write something out like this, I'm probably going to go with a traditional authoring tool to, get things going. But maybe at some point we won't need to be doing that. If the experience is the same that it would be, in Word, for instance, then maybe we don't need to do that.
Well, co-authoring in SharePoint pages takes us some of the way there too. So yeah, I get your point.
Yep.
So yeah, the key thing here is that you will be able to get some authoring help with tone, with length. This is about rewriting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, it's just like Word. Well, not just like Word. I don't want to say that, but it's like, in Word where you can say, Word, rewrite this paragraph so that it's more professional. That's what it's saying. It can.
More enthusiastic.
Yes.
More creative.
I like the enthusiastic. Man. Wow, that sounds like you hate this thing that you're announcing. Let's make it a little more enthusiastic.
Let's change that to an enthusiastic tone.
Yeah.
One could say that we might be the same as we talk about some of our messages.
No.
Turn on the enthusiastic tone.
No.
I'm super excited about this.
Are you?
Yeah. Maybe.
So what about this? Do we cover it or not?
No.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
hmm
Do you agree?
I was on the fence, so
Well, leave it on the fence.
nah, It's okay.
How are we doing with our
I don't know.
list? Maybe if we feel like it. There's a lot of that.
We have three of those. We have a couple quicks and a standard. So we might have to add some of those, maybe if we feel like it, back on.
Yeah.
Microsoft
Okay.
SharePoint add approvals to any document library.
Yes, let's cover it. Moving on.
Wow. I
Yeah,
agree
I
with
mean,
you.
do you
I,
think?
no, I agree with you. Absolutely. Just that was rather quick. If we did that for every message, then we might not have to have one of these sorting shows.
But
Like,
when would we talk about the
yes,
value?
no, yes, no, no. Okay, let's record.
And we're done.
We're done. It's awesome. Okay, last one I have. Is this the last one you have? The team's new policy?
Uh, so oh, okay. We weren't going to talk about that. So we've got meeting organizers can turn off
No,
copy captions. That's a repeat.
that is
So
it was
what?
two of them that they did that. They
Two of
didn't.
them.
Yep, they
All
didn't.
right. Yeah. So my last one is the same as your last one.
Okay.
New policy for voice and face enrollment will be default to on.
hmm
Configure now. New policy. Okay.
So it's going to be enabled so that people can enroll their face in their voice.
Enhancing their meeting features, requiring a what? Why does it require Copilot? Or am I reading that wrong?
It does say Copilot, doesn't it?
Resulting in smarter meetings and recaps for functionality like Copilot. Okay, so it is related to Copilot. Okay, so the situation,
Oh, right.
you got four people in a room.
Yep.
They're using the same mic and speakers, so there's no way for it to easily choose the source, but it recognizes that sounds like Daniel, because
Yep.
he said Marvel. So
That's a nice
that's a
callback
callback.
right there.
That's a nice callback.
hmm
So that's Daniel. This is Daryl because he's just weird and wacky. And yeah, but on by default, what does that mean? That you can't use Teams unless you go through that enrollment when it's turned on by default?
I don't know that it's. I don't know how this works. Um,
After the rollout, voice and face enrollment will be enabled by default, and users can benefit
what?
from.
Yeah, what I mean by how it works. Does it require you to, or does it just say, "Hey, do you want to?" And people can say yes or no. And I mean,
Or is it just enrolling us based on what you know? Here's the last meeting that you attended where I can tell it was you, and you had your camera on, so you're enrolled.
Well, I think we have to click on the link that says what it does.
Oh, read the instructions. Okay. Enrollment process.
Yes. They can update their voice and face profile. If the policy turns on enrollment for users and they're already enrolled, users must enroll their voice first before they enroll their face. They can't, however, only enroll their face. Well, sure, because you just said they have to do. Anyway. Okay, whatever.
The face profile is removed automatically along with.
It doesn't say how it actually. I'll admit, I
No.
don't know what is the workflow here. Meaning,
No.
it doesn't say step one is Teams prompts you, do you want to do this? Step two, whatever. Or
Yeah.
or you go and click a thing and say enroll my face. It doesn't say specifically. Here we go.
Ooh, misspelling of Copilot.
Create recognition profiles. Okay, so there's a recognition under settings in Teams where you click a button that says create voice profile. So it looks like the user has to do that. It's not automatic.
Yeah. No, and I've done that myself and enrolled it, and it actually helps with a better voice isolation in noisy environments.
Yeah.
I had to take the action though. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I was confused about with the message was I thought that
I think what this is saying, remember, we talked about this, that they were going to have this feature. This is saying it's going to be default on, because if it was default off, that means to allow people to enroll, you would have to turn it on. What this is saying is it's going to default on, so people can do that. And if you want to turn it off, you need to turn it off before January, because January
I
is
got
when
it.
they're going to turn this thing
Yep.
on by default.
And it's still the user's choice to go in and take the action.
Yep. If you have it on.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have it on. Yeah, it means the button is there to go through the process.
Yes.
Got it.
That took forever to get
Well,
there.
that's the last one on our list. What are we looking like? Yeah.
Hoo-yah.
Brand impersonation, if we feel like it. Quick, not a thing. I will delete the not a things.
Okay.
Not a thing. Ooh, we did it.
Ha.
We have 2 standards,
Mm-hmm.
2 quicks,
Mm-hmm.
and we just need to look at 2 maybes.
I think I think that brand impersonation could be a quick one.
Yep.
Um
So it's between
Purview Hub, e-signature,
signatures.
Purview AI Hub, and also this new policy thing that we just covered and we didn't decide on.
Let's go with the policy one. We've got a bit here that's already kind of AI related. So,
The policy one?
yeah, if we chose the one that I haven't actually got on the table there, we haven't
Yeah.
copied and pasted it in. So that was this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Or would you prefer to do the
I don't know.
AI hub?
No, I probably would pick e-signature over. Maybe. I would pick the e-signature over the Purview AI Hub, just because I think it's a little more, I think,
Useful,
maybe, I don't know.
interesting. Must be the end of the day for you, Daniel.
Haha. Okay. So if you're going to do that, then we're going to get rid of
Let's drop
those.
the AI hub. Would you prefer the signature to the policy face enrollment thing? Because the signature one's just, hey, there's a couple more providers now, and you can enable them, and here you go.
Yeah, I think that the policy one for me is just that it is already something, right? You can already enroll yourself. Now this is a policy that's going to be rolled out to be able to control it via PowerShell, on or off for the organization. And it's going to be on by default, which is it already on by default? I can't remember what it said. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Boom, boom.
So with that hold music, did you discover anything?
I'm looking, but see, this is what I think. By default, recognition tab in Microsoft Teams app is disabled, is what the documentation says. So now they're going to roll this out and turn it on by default. So maybe
Yep.
we should cover that then, because and not do the e-signature one is my because
Okay.
basically they're turning on something that is off by default right now.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we can talk a little about the benefits of why you would do it. Sure, Copilot might be part of it, but I think the improved voice isolation's another good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I wonder if that's related to Teams Premium or not. Anyway, so you've already done it. You've already removed it. We've
Indeed, I
our
did.
6. How do we do this? SharePoint approvals, Daniel. I guess I can do the Edge one. Copilot and Edge. Agents. Do you want to do the agents one, Daniel?
Since
SharePoint
I already put my
agents.
name on it.
Oh. Yes, you have.
Aha! It's a loop.
You were hiding under
It's a
my little
loop.
pop-up there.
Look at there.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Brand impersonation. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. And so that means your searches, web
You just went and put
searches,
your name on
everything.
everything, didn't you?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You laid your claim. So if we just move this up there, then we're done.
Oh,
Look at that.
we are done.
Oh, he's yawning,
Okay.
people.
Well,
All right,
it's
everybody.
like,
Thank you
Saturday,
for jumping in. For those that watched us live throughout the show, thank you for those that jumped on chat. Greatly appreciate it. And make sure you catch us on the flip side when we release the episode next week. And hit us up on the socials at 365MCS on all the socials that matter and where we have not been banned. And we'd love to connect with you there. We're not banned.
Are we banned
anymore.
again on Mastodon?
No. Well, honestly, I don't know. I haven't checked today. Possibly.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Greatly appreciate your assistance. Until next time in the next live episode, we'll see you around.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're stoppy.
I forgot to tell you, I do need to be done. We're going to be fine. I do need to be done in
Yep.
about an hour. So
Oh, no, we'll be
from
fine.
now. So
We'll
yeah,
get
we're
it
going
easy.
to be fine. We're still live. How's that possible?
Yeah, that is weird. Because it actually says that we are not live. So
I know.
How about that? Hey, Riverside. Riverside. I've hit stop. It is sitting there ready to go live. Wow, fascinating. I'll talk to them about that.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.